What do those think? Alright, well, great. And it's working just fine. Let me check that the game settings are right, or Twitch settings thing is right. So every time I've yeah, okay. Every time I try to stream, the whole thing is like completely messed up. Anyway, okay, let me just. Alright, hello. I just open up this here. Can I? Yes. Oh, today is Ace Attorney. Yes, if you notice the title. Whoa. Let me just slow this down a bit. So, there might not be much talking. I'll try to talk though. But I'll probably be very fixated on trying to get a start. Because I haven't played like... I played like the first episodes of Ace Attorney, Chronicles. But I haven't finished it, I don't think. So I have to run a recap. So if you haven't actually played this game, spoilers a bit. I finished the first one, or the first game of this. So I'm playing the sequel now. If you need to know what's going on, I can probably explain to you. Just aware well that if you do play Ace Attorney and play this game, there's gonna be spoilers. So just be warned. And I suggest you to mute now. Hell no. Okay, I'm gonna do some little bit text here. So right now, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, I'm about to explain the whole plot. Briefly the whole plot of the first episode. So, spoilers, mute this. Right there. So, I already know. Once I take this off, then you can unmute or just skip if you're watching a VOD or whatever. So, essentially, in the first game, essentially it goes with the main character, Naruto. I mean, remember correctly, his best friend becomes a lawyer. He's a renowned lawyer, I think, and he's supposed to set travel to the UK. Yes, London, the great big old place. This is before. This is in the 19th century, I think, or well, the whole thing before electronic was a thing and stuff. So we're horses and bailiffs. No, not bailiffs. Sorry. They were horses. Gas. There were gas lights. There was no like electricity was useful with gas. So essentially, in the UK, people didn't have. They only had like really. What do you say? What's the word for this? Basically, the one that causes a huge climate change today because of there's a little coal and stuff. So essentially, he gets killed. He's get killed. Whoa, his best friend gets killed essentially. No, not yet. Whoa. Let me try this from the beginning. Okay, I'm really bad at explaining stuff. Naruto, and his best friend. His best friend is a lawyer. Essentially a renowned lawyer, and he's about to make a change in the Japanese law system. And something. I don't remember everything. Naruto becomes his helps him out in the first case. Essentially, he becomes a lawyer in a way, or like a trial, or like a test. No, not a test. A rookie, essentially. He's not officially a lawyer, but he would just want to take his place to help him out. They win the case, obviously. He gets a ticket, I think, or some kind of envelope to go into UK. Naruto is not supposed to go there, but he gets snuck inside there, essentially. So they eventually get caught, I think. No, he just hides in the closet for a long period of time. This is the second chapter. The second chapter essentially what runs with him, with his best friend, which tragically turns out that his best friend dies. Ooh, it so happens that he died of an accident, and this is where you meet Sherlock Holmes, or I should say Hairlock Sholmes. Yes, Hairlock Sholmes. It's actually There's like a copyright thing. Or they didn't want to take a chance of copyright, so they changed the name, switched it a little bit. That's where he meets the famous detective. With a judicial assistant, which she finds out. She pinpoints Naruto as that he's a murderer, but they obviously find out in the end that this was tragic. It was an accident all along, and he just so had to slip because there was a pet on a boat, which was forbidden. Then third episodes, I don't remember correctly. I think it was something about him taking on. He wasn't supposed to be on the ship, so he wasn't supposed to go to the UK. Because there was no lawyer, the chieftain, I think? Chief? I don't remember what his name was. The guy with the clock, you might know him for those who actually play this game. He essentially is the big man, big guy. And he, essentially Naruto takes his place of his best friend's a lawyership. He's still not official lawyer, but he's gonna take the lawyer role anyway. And surprise, they go to trial. Or his first case, just 5 minutes like prior, 5 minutes after. He takes the first case of of a very famous rich guy, essentially. Something. The Naruto defends the guy, and he meets the very scary prosecutor, which is known to make sure that everyone who has been in this case court, when the prosecutor's around, and will never see the light of day ever again. Which still happens. Ironically, it does happen. But the thing is, the rich guy. He was bad actually, but Naruto was actually defending. So he was judging himself. He was procrastinating on whether I should actually be a lawyer because I just helped out a criminal. But that's not found out until like the 4th, I think, or the 5th. I don't remember. No, it was the 5th. I don't remember what happened the 4th. The 4th was. Oh yes, the 4th was actually about another Japanese man, which so happens to be in UK also doing literature. But he was framed. No, not framed, but he came in there in very bad time. Essentially, he had very bad luck. Naruto obviously investigates. Yeah, they do the stuff. Yada yada yada. The court case, somehow miraculously he wins the case, and like the third trial of it. He wins. He gets scot-free. He was innocent. Oops. He was innocent. Yes. And the 5th one, that's where it returns over the rich guy again, where they find out how this thing happened, and he essentially gets dragged into it again. It's like, oh, was that the second sequel? No, I think it was the first one. I remember. I have a very fond memory. It's here and there, the pinpoint and stuff. So you notice how I'm not good at explaining. Yes. Overall, the 5th one, the last one, he gets killed. Ooh, in tragic fire, and they still haven't figured out who it was until the sequel. I think the sequel is where they figure out how he got killed, or who killed him. I think. I don't remember actually. Might have. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's the whole thing. So I'm gonna take this off. And now that everyone who hasn't played the game and wants to play the game, I'm gonna remove that text. So now that I explained everything, we're going to play the second one. Yes, on the episode 1, 2, 1 something. Yes. I'm gonna mute this. I'll just tell a bit. I will actually not have my camera on this because I don't think it will be appropriate at all. So, here. Nope, that was the wrong one. Oops. There we go. Okay, so I was on episode 2. This is actually the court case, so I'm already set on the court case. I don't remember exactly what's going on. Might have to jog my memory when I'm playing this game. Anyways, what's anything else? Yes, actually, before I start, I just want to announce that I got a new channel, separated from the other channels that I've, what you might not even know about. But essentially, I just made a new channel for VODs and the highlight clips. highlight clips and just regular clips that doesn't get shown on stream. Yeah, so if you want to check it out, I think it should be in bio or like just on Twitch description, my channel. So if you're really interested in checking it out, I think you should be able to. Let me check real quick. I want to read this. Yes, it does. Okay, it does. And yeah, so if you're interested, check it out. I already uploaded the first video there. It's actually, yes, it's Ace Attorney 2. It's about the court case in the Minecraft lore, SMP lore. Yeah, so if you're interested, you can check it out. It's the camera work is not there because there's only 2 cameras. Sadly, now everyone did not record their perspective, so I wasn't able to get good perspectives on each person's. So just bear that in mind. Otherwise, I had fun editing it. It took 2 days. I overslept a little bit, so I didn't even manage to go to school. I'm gonna be very careful so I don't end up fucking over in my goddamn school over a stream, over content and streaming. So, anyways, let's get to this thing. Sorry for rambling so much. Chill my spine and break out a nervous sweat all at the same time. So I might just narrate just in case, just so so it makes it easier for people who just want to have it stream in background. So I'll just read over everything. So that just, you know. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon. That's my line. Oh yeah, this is the Japanese guy. Oh shit, forgot. Okay, so he's get prosecuted again now. Okay, I remember now. So the guy gets prosecuted once more for not a crime he possibly did not commit. Oh, good morning, Mr. Natsumi. It was only 2 days ago that was declared not guilty here. Yes, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab his queen in the back. But now this! Not another morning, another murder, and here I'm again in this hellhole. Can't keep coming to court! I may begin to think he's right. It really does seem as though he's cursed. Mr. Naruto. Oh fuck! I forgot to change the DLC thing. Mr. Naruto, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Oh, I need to save this real quick, and I forgot the DLC thing, and I don't think I want to keep it on just yet, because I want to be a bit more authentic with the game. So bear in mind. Hang on. Sorry. Give me a few seconds to do the things. As I'm not doing any gorilla voices. I absolutely cringe myself if I do. Let's see. Where is the... No, I don't want to leave. Special contents. There it is. Oh, spoilers. And I'm gonna duck this off here real quick. There might be some spoilers here. Just in case. There you go. There you go. Yes, I'm very fixated on spoilers. I don't want to ruin anyone's gameplay, so at this point I will just have to put spoilers in the title itself. All right. Mr. Natsumi, good morning. Yes, morning. So here we are again. Yes, again. And honestly, he's not very satisfied with it. Chronicles assistant Mr. Mikutama Esquires, what's the bad news? Oh dear, you heard, didn't you? If you come in shouting at the top of your voice, people can't help hearing what you say. Oh, I'm sorry. You've done nothing wrong, Mr. Sato. No, what is it? ... Very serious moment. Well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial will be led by Lord Barak Van Zeeks. Yes, this is the guy that was talking about. So, about this whole spoilers thing. This is actually a recurring guy that actually is in the first episode. So essentially, he's the one that people who gets prosecuted will never see the light of day. Now, ironically, the Japanese guy is still alive to this day. So I don't know if it's gonna be foreshadowing or not. Van Zeeks? Ah! Oh no! Oh no! The vampire-looking guy, the so-called Reaper of the Bailey. the most legendary prosecutor in the land. In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Sasaki-san and I relentlessly. Of course, by the skin of our teeth. We managed to pull through, but still. Perhaps Mr. Natsumi acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter. After all, yes, I know what you're thinking. A legend of the Reaper that says, nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Van Zieks is the prosecutor. Oh no. That even if the person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mistress and one way or another. And we've experienced it firsthand. That's the referring to the you know what. Oh god, oh! Okay, well, spoilers anyways. I guess I can't really... The man who successfully defended the most terrifying end of the acquittal right here in their Old Bailey. Yes, this is what I was talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that this was gonna happen, so I apologize for this. Do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes boring into my soul again? Cursed by the evil spirits and now by the Reaper. Pair of petrified pearls, potentially. Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsumi. Locum student of Mr. Naruto Esquire. Yes? I'm innocent! You have to believe me! You more than anyone now. ... Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle. I promise. And this promise to be a hard battle, I fear. Here we go. Oh, that was there. Well, the trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom. Let's go! Oh, yes, I forgot to say. I'm afraid you won't be able to make it, Mr. Sholmes, I mate. And that's the Sherlock Holmes I was talking about. That's probably for the best. Oh, if he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zieks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. At least, that's my gut feeling. Mr. Naruto. You're right. Yes, you're so right. Oh, well said, Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire. Well said. I swear on this sword on my side and on the spirit of the Kazuma and that it harbors. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free with honor. This is the era with the whole honor thing in Japan. I'm sure it still is, actually. People still have the thing. Oh, yes. Yes. Alright, here comes the trial. The fun part of Ace Attorney. 22nd February, 9:40 AM. The Old Bailey courtroom. Yes, so there's a judicial assistant in this thing too. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defenses to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lords. Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friends. Not what the defense needs. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. ... It's not just in my imagination, it's really there. Lord Van Zieks has such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason. Xenophobia? It was some time ago that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all. Yet now he's back in the courtroom, though for some reason, only one I'm defending. This Reaper, with his curious disdain for his Japanese, is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery. Sigh. Still, this isn't the time to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Sasaki-san's trial. Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You have been chosen around to present you with the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duties? Absolutely. I had a feeling this Larkin was innocent before. I must say that I feel especially ruthless on the days when my hat refuses to sit right. Oh, well, I rather like how you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually. Oh, I've never seen this one before. I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick. I couldn't agree more. I need to take home 5 bob tonight, or the missus will go through the roof. Oh, my lord, show us all the light here, and lead his flock as to write his victory verdict. Still cannot read. The British jury system is very different to our own, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of the judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public, and that the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt. Bum 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 bum. 6 citizens of London chosen at random. Or at least that's the idea. But mostly I think most of these are recurring, so I don't think it's actually chosen random. Maybe it's actually rigged? Who knows? The prosecution will draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today. Very well, and let us commence the trial. Lord Van Zieks, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decisions. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. Didn't the accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from it. Bonk. Indeed, instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate the most blood-curdling crime. Namely, that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman, not woman, sorry. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witness to the stand. Here he goes. Here comes the action. The detective responsible for investigating the scene, and accused himself. Oh yeah, it was the actor. So essentially, it was the actor that there was like a actor that got murdered, or so-called murdered, but he was alive. So he kind of came back from that in a way. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. Ah, Sasaki Natsumi from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student, study a language and culture. Mr. Natsumi. Yes, my lord, sir. I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken. That you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. I remember it as if it were yesterday. The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough. Believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case of the court. Right you are, sir. I might have a mismatch on the tall voices of the characters. The incident occurred at the Gradeb household where the defendant has the lodgings. Bonk. In the ground floor room of the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Forget that they changed the characters. Like, all the famous people, it's been, like, renamed in a way to avoid any copyright issues. So, what familiar names you know is now completely changed. Mr. Shakespeare collapsed in his room as a result of the poisoning by strychnine. I don't know how to say that, sorry. He was found in the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something wrong, was broken down the door. This means I presume the door of the victim room was locked at the time of the incident. Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making entry to exit from a room as possible. Although the victim makes Mr. Shakespeare lives to tell the tale, he very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. I wasn't the first officer on the scene, my lord, and I have the photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked. Ba-bum. Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very deceased. That's right. Everyone percent believe that's exactly what has happened. What it was. Whoopsie. Very well. I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court. And we got evidence. Nice. Now then, Mr. Natsumi. Yes. As the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture? They're haunted. Haunted by evil spirits. Good gracious, what's haunted? My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happening in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one else on the streets outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me! What about me? I've nearly been killed countless of times. Killed, Mr. Natsumi? How? Even on the fateful night it happened, when I returned from Mr. Shakespeare's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed. But before long, the stove went out. And somebody tried to kill me! Not. You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsumi. But it's so cold! My running nose would freeze! The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed? Thank you, witness. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events. If I could raise one more point, my lord. One more conclusive point. Conclusive? Go on. Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, has regained consciousness after his ordeal, and he has named the true culprit. Uh-oh. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea when he drank on the night of the question. Tea, my lord. That was brought to the victim's room by the accused. The accused? Good grief! And then, yes, somehow things went very sideways for Natsumi. Order! Yes, that's the crux of the whole case. If Sasaki-san is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him? Well, Mr. Natsumi, what have you to say to this accusation? That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visit Mr. Shakespeare's room as a gift. The public water pumped outside always freezes at night, so I brought bottled water especially to make it. And that is the result, and never will I touch tea again. Never! The public pump was frozen, you say? That's information we had before. That will do, thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have opportunity to cross-examine witness at least once. Therefore, I will call upon these witnesses now for a formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection? None whatsoever, my lords. Good. Then you will give your account of events of the night in the question to the court now. Yes, my lord! I could be yelling my hearts out, but I don't think I want to do that. The catastrophic night. Alright, here it comes. It's around 9 o'clock that evening when I visit my neighbor, and I take some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated light literature debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. My tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? Strand and I take some time to have an effect on the body. People don't kneel over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands. That's it. Wow, that's short. Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward. Excuse me, but the testimony does raise one crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsumi claims his tea to have been harmless, presumably though. The teacup have been examined for traces of poison, haven't they? Oh, why did I think of that? Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been able to. Did I hear you incorrectly, Inspector? Scotland Yard has failed to examine this suspect's substance. How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't that the first thing you should have done? My learned neighbor and his friend is falsely incensed. Huh? The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea, not that it was overlooked. Unable? Why? It's simple enough. There was none left, not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty indeed. With current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. We only need a drop, but that one drop does actually have to exist, funnily enough. The lack of examination notwithstanding, it appears nothing other than tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question. I see. Thank you. The matter is clear. Cast your eyes over the jury, my lad friends. What? You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the accused's guilt. Your client's fate is all but sealed. In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. He's right. I can't feel all the 6 of jurors looking daggers at me. I smack his face. But I can't let them beat me down. I won't. Counsel of the defense, proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lords. Oh, it's so fun doing this. This is where the trial and error begins. Because I might end up fucking up so many times. The catastrophic nights. Alright, let's see. Right on my clock. Let's see what evidence I have here. So I got some evidence I need to examine. Let's see. I don't remember everything. This bar of soap, when I found it, I sworn there was a brown disc depression here. A reddish one. Yes, you're right, I remember it too. But now the depression is completely empty. Where could the disc have gone? Oh, right, so, there should be some kind of red dot here. But apparently someone that tampered the evidence. There's a torn off envelope. And here's the cup of tea. Right. The crime. Okay. Let's see. It's around 9 o'clock when I visited my neighbor and I took some tea with me as a gift. Book receipt. Alright. I might have to pressure. So I have to press a lot to get something out of this. Were you and neighbor good friends then? Ah, no, we weren't friends. Not at all. Not at all. Never, ever. A simple no will have sufficed. Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit? Mr. Shakespeare fancies himself as having a great literature knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. Come now, no nobody could understand the finer points of English literature. And on the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume. It was the day of my last trial when I was acquitted. I just arrived back at my lodgings. When I ran into Mr. Shakespeare outside the streets, that was around 6 o'clock. Ooh. We changed to 1 or 2 pleasantries, but it soon turned into heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though, so I promised a visit to his room the evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have ill intentions? No! Not one! Not two! Not any! Not at all! Never! Ever! A simple no will have sufficed, I feel. And to tell the court what did happen when he visited the victim's room. Alright. So, he visited them, yada yada yada, they debated something, and left for another day. When he did a literature debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went to my room around 11. Don't presume I have any... No. There's no, like, data. No, there's no data prints on when this was taken. Okay. I led you to debate about Shakespeare's work, I think you said, didn't you? Shakespeare? Ah, very worthy topic of conversation, I must say. Oh yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet, who was stronger? It was a profoundly pleasurable parley. Romeo and Juliet? Who was stronger? I know I'm gonna regret asking this, but how did the debate go? Well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment. So we battled it out. A great series of Roman style, naturally. What? Mr. Shakespeare had all sorts of costumes in his room for such costumes. They wanted an act of sexually acting war battle. So when you say reenactment, you mean we're actually in costume? He asked Romeo, I asked Juliet, and after vigorous wild tussle, I, as Juliet, came out on top. Victoria I shall cherish forever. Oh my, I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage. The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim, correct? I boiled water in my room and made a pot to take it with me. I heard that he was too poor to have a tea himself, you see. It's true, there was no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room. I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. Oh, that backfired. So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless, of course it was. And do you have any basis for such statement with this? Ah, my tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? Yes, the door, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room. Anywhere was there? That's correct. Anyone would have think the fellow had never had a pot of tea before. He must have licked it dry. Which is a pity because one drop is all we would have needed to analyze for a poison. And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsumi. Yes, definitely. But by heaven and earth, I swear it. The landlord was able to verify that as it happens. He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night. And how is the landlord able to retest this? He, said it was the lamps, I believe. The lamps, Inspector. When the tenants returned to their rooms and started using gas, the lamp in other parts of the room house flicker. Yes, Mr. Garrett seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings to his tenants. There's only one to Mr. Shakespeare's room. I know that for certain. So he must have locked the door himself from inside his room. The victim is confirmed to be the case. Yes. So I'm right! My tea was harmless. Completely harmless. If you take the poison, you die. Everyone knows that. You know, it's not simple, I'm afraid. What do you mean? So... Strangman takes the time to have effect on the body. People don't kneel over immediately after taking it. How long does it take for symptoms to appear then? According to the coroner I was speaking to the yacht, about 30 minutes after the poison consumed. Then the victim suffers of violent convulsions, cramping and stiffness, and eventually dies of asphyxiation. But he didn't actually die from that. So there's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. There seems to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure. Oh dear, death by poison again. It's always so awful. 30 minutes is a long time. Yes, it is actually. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left. You can't deny that, and it further degrades Sasaki-san's alibi. I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lords. Ooh! Spells really accused his only person who have done it. Evidence! Very well. The court will add this report to the court records as evidence. The victim medical report has been entered in the courtroom. Court records. Oh, yes, I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms. Great. She literally has the Wikipedia book. Alright, let me see here. This will come in handy. William Shakespeare. Cause of coma. Ingestion of a small quantity of citron. Toxic effects present. After ingestion, likely with the substance being mixed with tea, victim was drinking, but no samples could be testing. Investigative conclusion. The poison incident occurred at around 1:30 a.m. on 21st February. Assessed from the victim's pocket, which appears to have been broken. The man collapsed after the late symptoms. No container of poison was found in the scene. The victim would have been perfectly okay. This evidence might come in handy. The argument still stands, you say? This is what Natsumi has been saying, isn't it? The pair of them drank tea together that night, so if there was poison in it, the victim would have been able to lock the door after the accused left later on. Exactly! Ah! Me and my tea are innocent, sweet and innocent, I tell you! I'm afraid, sir, that doesn't follow. You see, strychnine is a slow acting poison. In other words, it takes time for symptoms to appear. So you could have left the room up to 30 minutes after the victim drank tea. And so long as you did that, Mr. Shakespeare could have locked the door after you'd gone. But no! We drank the tea straight away. The battle over whether Romeo or Juliet was stronger. That came after the tea. Believe it or not. Do you have any evidence to support that statement? Oh no, he doesn't. In my great homeland, the Empire of Japan, we have a saying. Drink the tea while it's hot. Sure, Provo was handled for the prosecution. I'm afraid there's no conclusive proof to support the defendant's assertion. On the contrary, there are sufficient grounds to infer his guilt in this matter. No. That's the extent of the testimony, is it? No. If you could raise a voice of personal opinion, Mr. Larodo, of course, go ahead. Mr. Natsumi is arguing for his instance so adamantly and persistently. Yet Inspector Gregson just brushes all what he says aside. It's really quite infuriating. I agree. So we need to find inconsistency in what the inspector's saying, I think. I'm afraid so. Okay. Poison tea. Yes, that's what I can do. But I need to figure out what the fuck. Okay. So it's something about what he says. Shona takes the time affected body build O'Neill overtaken. I remember correctly. Okay, hang on. I think I can literally just present this. Nope, I cannot. This is the part of the Ace Attorney where I'm about to brute force my way into solvents. Alright. Stress attacks affecting the body. Was it? The victim would have been greatly locked the doors after guest left. The argument stands. Do I have to do it like this? Yes, it was this one. The argument still stands, you say. I think hot. I think not, Inspector. So, come again. I think you'll find that you overlooked a very significant chronological inconsistency here. A chrono what? What are you on about? According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsumi, left the victim's room at 11. Oh! Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of amazing time there. Uh-oh. Inconsistency. There it is. In other words, if there was a poison in the tea that Mr. Natsumi brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it? And 2.5 full hours after the defendant left. Wait, why are they both shocked? The defendant's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond on the Van Zeeks? Oh, he's about to pour himself a glass of wine. That fuck, that cheeky fuck. Oh my god, he's savoring the fucking tea. No, the wine, sorry. Pray forgive the discourtesy of my mind has wanted. I was considering what cuisine will best complement the contents of my half chalice this luncheon. Uh-oh. How could it happen, you'd ask? And there goes the wine. I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nip and his friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea. A phantom? Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? For example, at the time as stated in the medical reports. Yes, at around 1:30. Mr. Tsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan there is a well-known saying, drink tea while it's hot. Uh-oh. And in my country there is an even more apt saying. There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea. The point is, if there is such a long gap, there may be other way to explain how the victim came to poisons. Other possibilities. What sort of possibilities, Council? This is where I can present the soap, right? Present the fucking soap. Well, for example, then I could have had another visitor. Another visitor? That's a very bold assertion, my learned friend. From someone who has nothing to substantiate from it. Or the victim could have taken a poison of his own volition. He just may have been suicide, Council. Mr. Shamspeare has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted. Oh, but he could be lying. Dude, Lancy is about to bust his sound tape mix. Watch his spits fire. Something wrong, Lord Van Zeeks? I was listening to the sound of a carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Carriage? What carriage? It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived. What the fuck? Wait, who it would be? Uh-oh. Out, breathe, candle. Life is but a walking show. Oh, is that Shamsphere? It's Shamsphere. Oh my god, it's Shamsphere. A poor play that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. There he is. The man himself. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Oh, what a glorious bastard. Whose are you? William Shakespeare, my lords. Alas, 'twas I undone by those bitter events. I am the victim. What? What's he doing here? His life was supposed to be in hospital. So, like, he came back alive, so he was supposed to be dead. The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. With this testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed. You're calling him as a witness? Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself. Happy am I, Shakespeare, to regale thee with my tale, woe, my lords. But I still have my own tale to tell. My own tale of a worse woe. I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence and perfect English. I think that's out of question now. How will do, Mr. Natsumi. Let the court now hear from the victim. Oh, what's he doing here? Alright, so that's Mr. Shakespeare. But who's the other guy beside him? Oh, that's the guy that I missed. So when I was investigating, there was like an investigation part of the game, which you get to meet this guy, the yellow, shrouded big chin man. Essentially, he was appeared there for a few seconds, so now he's a few minutes. So now he's actually in a courtroom. Yes, I feel we've caught a glimpse of him before. State your name and occupations for the court, please, witness. A writer of the words so sweet they sent to the breeze, an inventor of ideas so proud they composed the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare, were the great bard to be recalled to life anew. Lo, what a magnificent man! Good fellows, I am he who pondered such a miracle, William Shakespeare. Oh, the name's Metroman. Adrian B. Metroman. I work for the Admis Gas Company East End branch office. I remember now. It was yesterday as a Briar Roads. Oh yes, she's right. It's him. That's the guy. See in the background? Oh yeah, what's this then? All I see is looking at the wall there. What's the man doing there? It looks like he's trying to see, and it sounds like his son's lodgings. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruto? Excuse me, could I have a word? Oh. This looks like a fucking animatronic. I need to manage this off. Yes, we spotted him outside Mr. Garadev's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee? What does he have to do with this case? So, Mr. William Shakespeare, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct? Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember that sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips? I subpoenaed him for the trial, with the doctor's permission, naturally. Hearing testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the juror's mind, I'm sure. Behold, you have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me as a seraph, an angel indeed. Thus be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as does all heavenly angels be. Because there isn't less contrived meaning in your main name. No, not at all. Judas seems to have been removed to his man, I'm afraid. Wait, really? Oh my god. They're actually taking the seraph anagram? Oh jeez, seriously? Man, what a charismatic motherfucker. Thank you, witness, for your illuminating introductions. But my lord, what's the man next to Shakespeare doing here? The gas man, I mean. What? Me? Well, no. How much enlightenment may I learn my land friend. Recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence when you suggested the victim had another visit to his room on the night in question, and moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar. What? No, I didn't quite say that. This young chin stroker is here to controvert your wild claims conclusively. What, you talking about? Was he talking about Natsume? I remember him being the liar. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman? Eh? Hang on. No, I'm just here. So he's not gonna say anything, is he? I hereby call you formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question. One may smile and be as a villain. Yes, it does pain me, but let the truth be spoken. The truth of wintry night of my discontent. Alright, here we go. The witness night of the discontents. The snow lay about. My neighbor did comes in the evening, bearing a gift of a tea. I'm gonna have a hard time understanding what he's gonna say. But Mary, bitter was his drink. And when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table. So he's double crossing. 'Twas the tea alone that passed my lips the late hour, not less. I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. No one else visited his room but a short little round-backed Eastern fella. Oh, short. Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Shakespeare's room all night? That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that. Quite a question, sir. Why? Ah! Well, now, that's because he's on my list. What a piece of work is a man. Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment? What are you talking about? This busybody hath not part in this play. God save me. I pray thee, pay him no heed. Make no more ado about his tedious words. What'd you say about me? I don't understand what he's saying. Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more. Indeed, that is so. And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no other that accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime. At this point, I'm just gonna narrate the whole dialogue. Hopefully you don't mind. Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. It would be ironic they get guilty verdicts. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. There we go. I think Kid Soap might come to play this. The snow lay about, my neighbor did come in the evening, bearing a gift of tea, but Mary bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did prostrate on the table. Okay, so, I don't understand what the fuck he's saying here. Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours missing of that time. What the fuck? What? If the defendant had really put the poison in your tea, a 3-hour window of the time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly, it is an easy task. What the fuck is he doing? What? I did drink the tea, not while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave for me. Faith, 'twas some stone cold, but at 1 hour past midnight, verily were my lips parched. But what? That doesn't sound normal. Nay, it's quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou who'st recall our fiery battle, amidst such argument there'd be no time for fiery tea. So you never drank the tea? Romeo and Juliet again, and who is the stronger? Mr. Shakespeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped lover of the woods that attempt to shovel me of this mortal coil. What the fuck is he saying? Oh, I know that. We all know what that means. So, oh, I guess he's accusing Natsume first. 'Twas the tea alone that passed my lips late hour, not else. You sure? Not even soap on the floor? So, you didn't have any kind of evening meal, dinner, supper? Ha! Fie on luxury, fie on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time. Sorry. I will that my belly were full, no more off the sun doth enter. What is this animation? Well, the most heroic heating habits, I say. Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of great bard and plague rights. Hence is it that there doth not in a neighbor of the path than the custom of mine arts. Now appeared to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to the death room. Now think of it, it's not just a food conspicuous missing in the room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single player script anywhere. For I have devoured them all. Wait, so you just ate all the fucking papers? You've eaten them? Every word would be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? Right, that was a misleading owl. Now, could you turn around, do you think? Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim is in the tea. No, but there's a bit in soap bar. Can I not present soap bar? As a bloke. Okay, can I not? No, it's not bitten, is it? No, it's not. Fuck. Okay. That makes it a bit difficult. It's a ripped envelope. But they both drank it, right? Twice at night, tea night before my lips died for another hours.
Objection.
No. But the supper. Wait. Okay. Yeah. He said he didn't have any supper or any food, but there's clearly a picture evidence of him eating a fucking bar of soap. No one else was in the room but short fella, Eastern fellow. I was outside the block window in a freezing cold night. Room. Okay, so what the fuck is he doing inside there? Outside there. The windows of the rooms have been filled in. A historical artifact of the now defunct window tax. Yeah, now you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through the gap. Yes, but there was a few bricks loose, weren't there? And for some strange reason, a couple bars of soap went up for the ledge outside as well. Nah, I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights. But them's my orders. So that's all what I'll keep doing, as long as there's a bit of breath in my body. What an honorable person, huh? What's with all the theatrical today? I feel like I'm watching a Shakespeare enactment alone. I'm not interested, Mr. Meterman. Of all the accused had left returned to his lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all? No, he never left. He was in the room the whole time as far as I'm concerned. And we're going to discount the possibility of suicides. How can you be sure of that? The police have carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room and hence didn't dispose of the poisons contained himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. Ah, yes. Lucidly explained, counsel. Thank you. It really was. You can't argue with the logic. Nope, you can't. But still, can I not present the picture? No one else was in the room. It was short after him. Okay, Brad with the Eastern fella. Which was talking Eastern fella or the Shakespearean guy? You see a short little round back Eastern fella, so you can't be sure everyone was defending them. Uh-oh. How many other short little round back Nibonese with a mustache do you think there are in London? Well, of course, there's only a narrow gap and it's quite dark, so I didn't notice his mustache. But he showed up at around the 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself. And when the person he saw arrived, did he and the Mr. Champs drink tea together? Nah, sorry, I couldn't say. Why not? Because I couldn't see in the room that well, could I? But what I did see was a silhouette of a little round-backed fella wearing a pretty dress. Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it. Like the Romeo and Juliet they were talking about. I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway. Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final thing. Apart from the accused, can we state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question? No question. Gasman's order. But isn't he a kind of a suspect himself, since he was already at the crime scene. He's at the crime scene. Isn't he a suspect? So it's entire testimony. What are you saying, Mr. Naruto? Well, I can't see any obvious holes at all, to be honest. No, oh dear. If nobody else visited Mr. Shansbury's room that night, apart from Mr. Natsumi, I imagine the members of the jury will all conclude the same thing. Guilty. Well, all I can do is press it within this. Oh my god. Did I just press all of it? Or did I miss something else? Shinobu was laying about. My neighbor did come in the evening, giving me bear good tea. And okay. To be clear, by neighbor, you were referring to defender Mr. Tsumi. Oh, I did Saya, percentage without she call a man of upstairs. And what to the time mustache nippers visit in your room. Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to the tender gift of a fragrant tea. Details which is occurred with the defender's own testimony, yes. And we're embroiled in such literature debate in his history has not before. By which I presume he means the discussion about who's the stronger, Romeo and Juliet. I, Shakespeare, did the part of the young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair of Juliet. Each of us stressed would our characters be to bring weight upon our mere experiments. I dare not imagine the scene. Frailty. Thy name is woman. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was, as I had heard of the Eastern art of Jiu-Jitsu, but near to the dream was to take up this skill practiced by the commonly maiden. A Juliet beat up. Oh man, that's not how the other case. Wait, okay. So took a fucking Jiu-Jitsu case on him. I believe the court has heard enough about your antics. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. I'm pretty sure not say antic. What was it? Yeah, sorry. History. About your earth-shattering literature debates, as was said. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I will do thy bidding.
I don't see a millage in your contacts.
Oh, why is... No, I don't want to call anyone. Why is Siri even doing that? I missed now what happened now because of Siri. What the fuck? My lord! Goodness me, Mrs. Foreman. I've kept my mouth shut and let it up to now, but this has gone long enough. Are y'all with me? Wait, yeah! They're all about to toss a guilty verdict. I would understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another. That you have reached on a unanimous decision. True right we have. Are you all with me? Yes. Wait, no. The defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room. Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it. But in the end, what difference do they make? None, as far as I can see. Sorry. It's, since there's there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with tonight, the missus will blow our top. What was that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said. I'm changing the character's voices a lot. It's very consistent. Very well, the court be appraised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as a defendant to call guilty. Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Uh-oh. And so this is where the fun minigame begins, where I have to speech hundreds the juries according to the law, because it's an old law. All of you? Well, it would appear the jury is indeed unanimous. He's about to save his wine until Naruto does his thing. He's about to do his talk no jutsu to them. So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well done, the ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished. Get up, Mr. Naruto, please. The trial isn't over yet. Well, what do you mean, Mr. Sasato? He already forgot about the thing. What information found in the Wikipedia of British law? I have. That obscure right that belongs to defense in these situations. Remember? Yes. It's talk no jutsu time. See if we can convince them. Summation examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. So if you're not aware well of what's going on, what's about to happen now, I am about to, or the Naruhodo is about to now try and convince people to see the other way. But here in the British Court of Law, if we can reverse the decision of majority of jurors, we can force the trial to continue. Here we go. Here we fucking go. This trial can end now. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Whatever it takes, I just can't let it happen. That's good. The defense moves to invoke his right to examination, my lords. Why am I not surprised? Am I learned anybody's friends and ability to admit defeats? You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth. Certainly no other defense counsel in recent times exercised the right to examination. Because all they know that once jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Nevertheless, the right remains, and it must be upheld. The defense counsel request is granted. Let's go. This court will proceed with summation examination, as outlined in the Wikipedia of British law. Encyclopedia. But I can't be bothered saying that. Thank you, my lords. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lords, we all know what's this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it. Very well. In this case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of crime for which he stands accused. Alright. Judicial. Something. I can't read that. Judicial contentions. That's it. Jurors' contentions. The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man who is straight up. There's no reason to be doubt the man. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Just to look at the accused by comparison, he's a Japanese stoops all the while, and he has a mustache. Very fishy. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraud man, for now at least. Ah, I really don't care. Like, I just need this trial to end quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know. Nothing at all. Most of these are weirdly weird. Anyway, every single one of them seems completely convinced. I see that all jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shakespeare is fine, upsetting, and honest citizen. What, you're telling me that he's not? If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by strange theatrical movements. The charismatic of this guy really gets in the way, huh? Sadly, nothing Mr. Nazumi has said appears to have registered at all. Well, here it goes. Let's not forget. I've pleaded with jury Soseki-san's behalf before, and it worked, so you never know. Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how summation exam works, Mr. Naruto. For the sake of it that you get to understand, I'll actually just not skip through it. Oh, well, you're still here very new to British law after all. That's true, I suppose. And Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps you should hear some out. I wonder, shall I let her talk me through it again, or not bother? Let's go. Jog my memory. Or refresh my memory. Alright, so, if you remember, the key to change the juror's mind is the saying that they say themselves. Yes, it's coming back to me. First, it's important to listen very carefully to each juror's statements. Then, if it sounds as though one of the statements might contradict one another, I have to pit the corresponding two jurors against each other to prove one or the other of them wrong. Yes, that's right. In many ways, it's very similar to normal cross-examination. Alright then. All that remains now is to do it. Dunk. Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with summation examination. There goes nothing. Yes, my lords. Dun 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 dun. Jury examination. Defenses were brutal. The victims may not be well off, but he's a noble man straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's a Japanese stoops all while he has a mustache. Very fishy. There's no evidence suggesting currently is a fraudman, for now at least.
Hold it!
A fraudman? What do you mean by that, madame? It really is a most tiresome problem for the company, most irritatingly. We can be absolutely certain that the customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action of fear of being sued. Oh, that's interesting. I think that's me there. Who are you? No, good question. Actually, who is it? I'm the wife of the Augustus Altimus, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Oh, so it's the okay. Good gracious! Altimus Gas, you say? Gas is the future of energy in the country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. As I'm sure our employer from the East End branch office will be the first to agree. Absolutely, Quenby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best world in, of course. Best in the world, of course. Which happens, it causes a huge problem with the Earth in the future. I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow earlier, Mr. Naruto. Right, he bowed in differences of his bloody wife, did he? So, would I be right assuming a recent Mr. Meteor Man was watching what Mr. Shamspear was up to in his room? I'm afraid that there's no end to the length of population of East's End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice to when the company identifies someone as a possible fraudster. But to dispatch of workers who watch suspected day and night, we're very thorough in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Shamspear is... I won't come to and say it out public. But he can finish the sentence with a grubble little gas thief. Shamspear is known to steal gas. Uh-oh. You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you? The eye of a man had not heard, the ear of a man had not seen. Faith wouldst thou want with my words, were I to let them penetrate the skin. But serve here no insults, only shawls of angels and so on. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop busting around you until they find it. And when they do, you find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an ultimate gas explosion. She's threatening a crime. She's threatening a murder in a court. So Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas. I wanted juror number 4. If you wouldn't mind adding the information to your statement. My pleasure. Was it about ripping the thief apart your joints? Before the actually was, if it's not too much of trouble. Yes, of course. Alright, this is where I can pit it. I can pit, so I only need to pit 2 people. The victim to get performance is reality, he has a common thief and company. Here, let me... Oh, no. Wait, fuck. I can be sure. Fuck it. It can be very simple. Noble lady of gas, I pray thee, hold thy tongue. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Hath that rank adored ere that doth our darkness illuminate by any place in this assembly? Nay, 'tis of soul import here that someone will extinguish the light of mine own life. Uh-oh. Virally, I nearly recall stealing my thigh gas, but pray, let the matter rest till unknown. Why, you little... Beg your pardon, my lady. But may I suggest you don't say any more at this stage? We need a hard evidence first. If I keep secretly watching this bloke, I'll get him and he'll slip up. Why would you even say that? The Shamspear's not even gonna do anything now. Do you think the secret's out of the bag? Oh, this is so frustrating. Alright. Let me pit this against him. The victim, not male help, is a noble man straight up. There's no mercy to help the man. Well, not anymore. Contradicts are fundamentally odds with one another. Oh, well. My lord. 4 minutes 0, I must object. Oh, well. Oh, come on, really? Ah! Come on, really? What? My ticket is fixed it. Fuck you. Okay, right. Yeah, I have to talk to him, guy. Well, let's accuse the comparison. He's Japanese, still a little fishy. Well, I do declare you gentleman, he has no reason to lie. In fact, he's rather splendid. Okay, let me just talk to this guy. Well, there are plenty of people who seem noble but poor. Could some of them be also liars? I have no doubt about it. Like the shaky clients of yours, for example. Absolutely not, Mr. Natsume is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the gentleman gasman's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Well, that's alarmingly illogical. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out the ultimate Shakespeare chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision after the defendants. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury will do the same. Is that right? Well, yes, perhaps. Though I don't see it happening. Oh, come on, really? What was that? Elderly gent on the ant here? You know, you have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about the nonsense. I just need this trial to be over. This guy still doesn't want to leave. How much element do we actually have at jury then? Alright, sir. I may hold you onto that. Don't forget what he said. Alright. Alright, if you can show me that victim's a liar, I'll reconsider my position. Doesn't mean I can... Can I pit against this? No, wait. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That's the wrong button. Come on. I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. God damn it. Alright. Can I pit this against this?
Objection.
I can. Okay, great. These two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious! To whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 1. Eh? What are you telling about, lads? I presume you've heard the juror number 4 statement made to the wife of the owner of Ultimate Gas. Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight up man. In fact, turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence. Is there? You gonna buy no? Oops. Sorry. You and I both heard them say as much. It's true that we don't have any evidence as such just yet, but the claims aren't baseless, you know. What? What? You heard me. Seeing as his operation has already been compromised, I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East and Branch Office employee over there. That's right. I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honor. Oh, come on. You can say anything? Chair number 1. You say you're a man of your words. If I could say that Mr. Shakespeare is a liar, you would assure me that you will have considered your decision about the defendant's guilt. Uh-oh. Yes, I did say that. And as a man of honor, I'll hold to it, as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we've found who the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you said, BSing. So if this means you recap a few points, that would mean suit me down to ground. What's up with this old man? Oh no, I'm not having part of this. I want this trial to be over with already. In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. Shakespeare, if this is your real name, we of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of man you really are. So that's 3 out of 2. One I still want to... Huh. That's 4 jurors. 4 not guilty. But I still have to continue, right? Yes, Mr. Sumi! Victory! No, it's not yet. Over yet. Order! Order! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only the jurors say guilty, was 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue. Ooh, okay. Guess that's all it took. Oh, sorry, excuse me. All the reading makes me very fatigued. You spoiled the banquet, Mr. Shakespeare. Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. Now you're having shame. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. This guy, really. So God mend me. I do swear. This gasman speaks the which consists the most, not by gas, not by thin air. So he's telling me he's lying, I think. Aye, it burns bright a while, but has no substance, and it doth reek foul. Oi, 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 what you say? Do I take it, Mr. Shakespeare, that you deny allegation of gas theory? Are we doing this? Mr. Hartley, my lord, hast thou forget? I am as serve an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily, honest of hearts. Arr, you flowery mouthed pompous beanball. Just as cause I haven't got the evidence yet. Mr. Shakespeare, if in fact you are not a noble of mind, sweet in nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It is my considered opinion that the judge present the time no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendants. In short, it will not be unreasonable to this stage for me to rule on this case. So I can delay it? Oh no. However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fealty of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further. Uh-oh. I assure you, my lord, that there will be a waste of time, a court's time. The gas, in this case, are unrelated. Juror number 4. Yes. Did you say before that the allegation had no hard evidence to prove this man had been stealing gas? You have strong grounds for suspecting him. That's right, we do. Don't we have, worker? Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gasman's honor. Very well then. We will hear your testimony now. Wait, we're actually doing this? We will now tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, has been stealing gas. Yes, my lords. It'll be my pleasure. Honor Altman's gas. Oh, if I may, my lords. I didn't read that all. Go ahead, Batman. This worker's testimony may have significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you won't mind. Wahoo! Oh yeah, sweet as honey. Yeah, yeah. What's up with this man? Very well. As an examination, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lords. You wait there till the boss gave you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting. You mark my words. So you were both testified before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel. Yes. Is that clear, my good man? Clear as Altman's, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world. I was gonna say it again. No, I don't think so. He's just gonna bow. Do you think the gas has gone to his head? I think you have a little bit too much gas. Remember, doesn't gas actually it causes a very big damage to the brain, right? Like gasolines. So if you huff a lot, you can get high, but it'll also damage and rots your brain over time. I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruto. Witness testimony. The Altamont Gas Company investigation. I'm proud to be the company East End Ranch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altman's gas meters can accept surreptitency bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? It's interesting how the system works, right? So they can easily steal the gas. Pray forgive this courtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn my hull chalice. So he ruined his wine. What do you mean by the remark, Lord Van Zeeks? Did the mustache Nabonese poison a gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should occur to this court, and yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Oh. Clear what separates the vast British Empire and the Eastern Island and Malay Nation is more than geographical distance. And he's very pissed. I suppose he's burned down a court for that. But this could turn out to be a very crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Nah. That's probably £500 down the drain. Do what you will. Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in violent moods. Yes, he does. An attempt poisoning an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence, it's true that they will appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. And the first steps in covering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Dun dun dun, the mystery upholds. Alright, cross-examination. The Altman gas investigation. Okay. I'm proud to be company's Eastman investigating pilot. Almost gas is accepted to each coin giving customers but 2 hours gracious gas. So all of the houses that have gas supply are fitted with gas meters, are they? They have the latest model, the height of technology developed by our company, Altman Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes? So if a 3 pence can coin gives the 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins a night. A bit more than that usually, if they both have gas lights and gas stove, that is. Think about it. So Saki-san doesn't have a fireplace in the room of his, does he? No, he doesn't. The guy that's being accused doesn't have anything. I don't think, remember. He probably doesn't. He's piled with books inside his house. Some people chooses to use a candle, of course, and only have gas for heat. Oops, excuse me. Oh yes, I do remember seeing a candle in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties of gas supply and empty the meters of the coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of a new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues. For the most part. So people have been stealing gas. Because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. Ooh. And yet the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. Uh-oh. So now I figured that out. Out of interest, how long was this has been going on? Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching us gas off us for ages. And you've examined the meters in Mr. Shakespeare's room, I take it. Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume? No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demand a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shakespeare Special. Can you? Okay, something impossible? What, is it gonna make a titanium lock? That sounds like it will cost a lot more awful than 10 pieces. But even after that, the rascal meters will still empty. I'll never get the humiliation. When I opened the money box and found Bear. You know what? I said, you know, you what? Oh no, you see what? Sorry. I took look at his man, the smarmy smile of his face. Face of his. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? What? Nothing. He's about to he's about to choke himself. Not trace of it being jammed open out anywhere. Not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day. That's what. A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Instantly, what came of the meter? Nothing, because of it. I've still got it. Oh. What? Wait, so he's... What? Huh? Oh, so he brought it with it. I can inspect it. Right here. No wonder why they call you meter man. So he just has it with him? I think it would be prudent to record the sequence as items of the trial is going. Gas meter! Definitely. Also, at the first glance, there's nothing unusual about it. Let's move along, shall we? Though I would say it has much value of contents of the meter. Oh. Oof! Jesus, kind of fucking useless. Alright. Let me examine this. I'm curious. What's this? Oi. Someone pitched a fucking hole in the meter, eh? Have you spotted something else? Just here. There's a hole, you see? Yes, you're right. I would have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made. Wait, so he nicked the thing. So he used to. That's cheap. That's very cheap. So you think that they've been opened by Shakespeare? How did they overlook that? It seems that some people in Malmont, I guess, has missed it. So I've gone away through it inside. How did they overlook that? Yes, but they couldn't fit in there. So if it's been going on a week, they. That's awful. Gas meter's been attacked. The box locks very strong in the hole. All right. Now I know that. Oh, look at this. Maybe there's something here. There's a very sturdy lock padlock. Money company sealed with beeswax too. So if mischief, he will found out immediately. Mr. Naruto, mischief is not kind of thing that Mr. Jones would. You know, you didn't finish the sentence, did you? Anyway, it's understandable the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs, but it does feel over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Who knows? Gas theft is apparently a very huge thing. Saying here? Nope. Okay, so I can present this evidence to whichever. The meter doesn't have a tampered with also the collection key unless a key. So somehow he's been using off-flame gas without paying a penny. If that's a thing, what is? So... Alright, I can present to this because actually it has been tampered. I'm afraid it has been tampered, miss. Lady Altman, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does so signs of being shown been tampered with. What? What? Get away! I've been over and over the thing. I'm telling ya, there's nothing wrong with it. This guy doesn't have a bright investigation eyes. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made in the base of a coin box? Hole? What hole? You're right. You're quite right. There's a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of our others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shakespeare could open up this hole himself. Yes, I won't be I'll be all surprised. But why? Infinite money scheme. Oh, infinite gas scheme. Yeah, by the way, my Sunny, you couldn't get a foreign thing for that. Later months, I would wonder if you could give the court some details about the meter design. It's supposed to, it's like a dispenser thing, so you put a coin in and then it drops in the box, but because it drops off, he can just infinitely put the coin inside. So it's infinite money gas trick. Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how differentiate coins. How does a meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, wouldn't it? No, of course not. So, well, how does a meter know that the coin has been fed is a therapy bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by the shapes and size, which includes their thickness. That's what she said. A threepenny, sorry. A threepenny is about 3/4 of an inch in a dimension C. Other coins just won't fit. That's what she said. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Sorry. I see. It's clearly well thought out. But the witness will amend for her formal testimony with informed information has been sent. As you wish, my lords. The meter is assigned for coins exact diameter thickness of thumbprint. Nothing else will fit. Is it possible I could present this bar of soap then?
Objection.
No, I can't. Uh-oh, I have one more left. Let me just not choke this up and fuck up. Okay, yeah, the meter has no... Okay, what if I ask about the other one?
Objection.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck me, I am... Guilty verdict! Yeah, I'm sorry. Ah, fuck me. No. Yada 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 yada. As such, the court found guilty. Guilty. Fuck me. Okay, you know what? I should have saved. This takes so long.
Guilty.
Guilty. There we go. Alright. I get it. I have to save so I don't have to run through this cutscene like multiple times. Guilty. Court adjourns. Alright. Again. Retraction scene. Yes. Cross-examine. Wait, I have to do this all. Ah, fuck me. Alright. Yada. Present. So what if I ask the other question? Oh, fuck me. Wait. Priority is to collect a guest. Accept a turn from each coin, give customers by courageous guess. I'm happy to skip this. You would hear me spamming the fucking shit. I'm sorry. Yes. Every 3 days, guest company. Oh my god. See, this is the fun part about Ace Attorney. Once you fuck up, you have to do this all over again. So you kind of have to brute force your way sometimes. Give the dialogues. Wait, that wasn't it? And it immediately didn't have a single coin in it. Wait. Was this one here? Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Come on, you can't. Get on with it. What's the... what? The meat doesn't have a tamper with. Somebody's been using flame gas with pain thinning. Wait. How do I get the evidence again? And yet the meter didn't have any single coin in it. The meter doesn't have it appear to be tampered with, only collection of a key. Wait. Huh? Wait a second. No. I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later. Please. I think there's a faster way on skipping this. I just forgot the button for it. Why do I not have the
Hold it!
God damn it. That's suspicious. Sus! Haha. Sus. Sorry. I'm gonna stop with these horrible jokes. I would back to bear you. What? Oh, it's just one here. It's just one here. Alright, so this is where I can get the evidence box so I can question her about these things. Oh, I still got it. Oh. Thank you very much. I need that gas meter. Oh god. Alright, so I need to present this. But I have to do this first. God damn it. So I apologize that you have to go through this repeating process, but this is actually how Ace Attorney kind of works if you don't save. Oh god, where's the save button? It's a bit tedious because not only do you have to save, but if you fuck up, you have to do this repeated stuff. Temporary is the only key. There we go. Now I can present this evidence.
Objection!
Yosh. This might be tampered with. What? Get away! I'm telling you. Not been tampered with. Uh-oh. There's a hole there. Yes. You know what? I can assume. Yes, I would be surprised, but why? It's tiny. So again, doesn't matter if I even select the other one. I'm kind of curious. How it's dismantled. How can a meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes. Given the tree, there are no signs of having it been forced. And I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Yes, this makes sense. The paddles are made of finest first class called the key. The meter box itself is made of plastic steel, as well the wheel is shut to ensure it can be opened again. I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Wahoo! Yeah, nothing leaks from the automatic meter. No coins to gas, no nothing. I see. This one is the formal testimony information cases presents. Yes, you wish, my lords. All meters shut in and there's no lock. All joints on the meter are wheeled shut and the lock is made of solid but steel, so there's no way to dismantle it.
Hold it!
So I can switch over. Has anyone tried? Oh yeah, they've tried, but they've given up long before. Long. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company won't be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. Then couldn't they just taken that legal action against them now? Or perhaps there's something aspect we should focus on. Yeah, I see. Right. Perhaps we should try different tactics here. Delve deeper. We must go deeper. How does the meter tell the difference between the coins? What do you mean? Yes. So this is a question I actually initially put up with. Yeah. Oh my god. Come on. Yes, I get it. Thank you. The meter is designed for coin extent element, or the thickness of strupany, but nothing will fit. Alright, and I still can't present anything because I don't have a missing coin in the soap bar.
Hold it!
But conventionally then, it would seem that anything matching a 3p coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally be used. Would run, that'd be true. So that's where that's where he used the whole coin thing, or the soap bar thing. Well, yes, in a way, the weight comes to a certain extent as well. Without of that though, anyway, if I find any fake coins inside the coin box when empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they deal as a fine. Holy shit! We live for moments like that. Us gasmen do live for them. Cheeky fellow. If I would be seeing the gas, I have thought of everything. Wahoo! Hurrah for gas! Hurrah for gas! Outmanned all the way! It's quite enough of that. Remind me of how big Trump throw many bits. About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Otto? Is this 2 centimeters measurement is significant? Or is there something aspect of right? No, I think we can leave it at this, because I think this will be relevant. Of course, my lords. As we're saying, album meters are suppressed, they can be manipulated, except it was, which saw beforehand. Some might be using flame gas by penny. Okay. If I don't have that bar of soap thing, because there's actually... So, initially there was a coin here. So I don't know what happened to it. Inch, what do you think? Will you find the soap scene? Yes. 2 bars along his ledge as a window to this one. But sure we thought that there was some kind of reddish medallion in the middle. Correctly. Yes, but no sign of it now. What would have gone? 2 centimeter diameter circular depression in the middle of service. Okay, so I think I can present this soap to the evidence. So let me save this first. Right, there we go. Alright, now let's present evidence. Objection! No, hold it.
Objection.
Or objection. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter of the thickness were to be correct, the meter would have accepted any object as if it were a thorough-pensy bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shakespeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something like the same size of a third-penny bit? What was it? The item is in question is this, a bar of soap. Have you been in anything, Gus? That's a bar of soap. It certainly looks nothing like a therapy bit, I must say. It looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. This is where we can point out the... It's this top here. Aha! It's a funny bit around depression in the middle of the soap. Yes, a perfect circle. Now let's say the 3/4. More like something we're talking about, in fact. Is that right, though? This is part of the thing to show the court case.
Got it.
You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah. Are you referring to the round depression of the middle of the soap bar there? That's right. A depression is approximately 3/4 of an inch of diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a third-penny bit. Get away! Does anyone here have in possession a third-penny bit? Quickly now, hand over coins, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds rather like highway robbery, doesn't it? No, if it's for the court case, it's all for the government use. Thanks to a kind member of the public gallery, I have the third penny here. Now, to see if it fits. Surprise, surprise, it fits. My word, it couldn't be more snuck. Yes, as I suspected, this, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Alchemist Gas Company... No! I've forgotten about that. No. It doesn't stop. I can't. Sorry. Sorry. Oh god. I'd forgotten about this. Oh, it's worse. How the Alchemist Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. This ruins everything. So you search amount to 1. Some inferior bile soap has tentative connection to the theft of gas. Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by third penny bits. I must concurrent list the pushing. No, sorry. I can't. I can't. I have to read this. I forgot I had installed this mod because I wanted to see how it is, but I'm sorry. I'm actually Latino right now. Fuck. Sorry. The person that comes to most clear the third penny bit. I must concur at least that that pushing a coin with the same force into poor quality of bar soap as such as this. It's a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the molds. You could make a fake coin in no time. This is a fucking clown fiesta. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's a method the Sham Spirit has been using to steal the gas that's been missing. Okay, when I saw this, I didn't expect to hear this so soon. I'd probably hold it off on the stream. And now if I follow the chain of thoughts, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Quite true, Lady Almans. In its absence of some black magic that could make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, isn't it? It's one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes? Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. If this is your assertion, Council, the defense will identify these remnants of course at once. Is it over? Oh, it's not over yet. Oh no! Oh no! Where can the meter can the remnants of the method used be found in coins disappearing? Here, and in this hole. This is a little hole. Yes. Okay. Yes. In fact. So what's that? Where's the hole the method can be used to make it disappear? This one here, right? This is the only one left. Well, this bar was up the scene of the crime just outside the victim's window. I can't take this serious anymore. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. Ah, I get it. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Wait, ice? Did you say ice? Shakespeare's been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. Ah! After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen and solid in the next morning. That makes sense. Then he takes the fish fake coins of ice and feeds them into gas meter, giving him a light, warmth, and shades. I thought he just used a needle shack or something. Oh no, a coin. Fake coin. As his room becomes very comfortable and warm, the ice now inside of a meter room coin box it is. It's turning back into water, and draining it harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altman gas. So we solved the gas situation. Okay, thank fuck it's over. Oh my god, just like that? So simply? Okay, thank fuck it's over. I'm gonna, after this, I'm gonna shut off the stream. I'm gonna fix this. This ruined a very intense moment. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? Oh, it's my fault though. So we only tried that. He's been fooling us all with some bar of soap and some water. Yeah, that's right, madame. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're gonna stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. Oh god. Isn't the bar of soap the proof? She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Very well, Lady Wildmans. If you like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. Naruto, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? I didn't notice a trace of something about me a little time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with so now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Sham Spirit has been stealing gas is... a pair of teacups? I can't use this evidence to convince the court of Mr. Sham Spirit Castle? No, it's not. Doesn't make any sense. He was like, At the time I seen, yes, that's true. That's true. It was something. Is it bar soap? I kind of forgot. Not sure what the guy's referring. Not what it's referring to. I ripped a piece of envelope. Torn off envelope. No, I think I'll just present the bar soap again. I'm just gonna present the bar soap. Oh, guess not. Fucking hell. What could it be? Let me look a bit deeper. So it's... Oh, shit! You're right. You're right, it's a picture. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. It's a picture. This photograph of the scene at the print when the victim was discovered. Oops, excuse me. Taken by Mr. Inspector Gregson, and it clearly shows the remnant of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspear. What remnants? Here we go. The puddle of water on the floor. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Shamspear's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grumpy stain? Almost certainly, it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out the whole meter made in the meter. Ah. If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room and his whole waking hour, we can imagine he could have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. I should believe. I'm completely out of the mood on narrating properly now because of that fucking dad. And there's further evidence too. Mr. Shamspears is slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. Bar of soap there. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. You're right. It would appear to be then, the council, that the man was eating the bar of soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with you, Lordship, but certainly not. Of course I wouldn't know it. He even didn't beat the bush around there, did he? In truth, Mr. Shamspear was found with a fork in his hands. A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Vantley. Do you mean to say he was using a fork to... Yes. To extract the frozen coin from the bar of soap. Ah! But the bar broke in half. Where is it? So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious. Good gracious! And he throws his wine again. Second time. Lord Vansikes! I was throwing my hand up in despair. And happened to catch my howled bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well, grant that. That's one. That Mr. William Shakespeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it. Very well. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now, allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Oh, well. We know that suicide can't be discounted. Scotland Yard investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. Uh-oh. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shamspear is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Uh-oh. Therefore, in the light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. Adjunction. You... What? Of that in peak. Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond? Mr. Naruto. Is he dead? Well, what's the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? No, but it gives us laughs and giggles. Or did it make no difference like Lord of SCC? Raise an objection, obviously. I object. No, this is over. The defense will not rest. What? But counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and sustained the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamsmith to use gas. What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Seeks just highlighted the 3 facts in order to make his points. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my nobody's friends? At least one of the so-called facts is assumption, made due to lack of evidence. Ugh. But the situation has changed now. Following the cross-examination of the latest witness who take these stands, don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now have to reconsider, namely, what's the poison? What's the poison in the tea? We've all been led to believe the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare wasn't tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume, but that's the conjecture at best. Uh-oh. The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no possibility, and since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of a poison.
Objection.
There it is. As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of the Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection.
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives have investigated the scenes exhaustively. What? Extensively? Exhaustively. Exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? What defense has made a bold claim indeed? Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the proof of the scene of the crime can tell us the nature of the crime defense team? It's probably the envelope, right? Sure enough, it's the envelope. Or I'll try this. Much likely is a piece of tea evidence supposed to reveal, Mr. Smith Counsel. I suspect possibly related to... Oh wait, hang on. Sorry. Was it the envelope? I have to figure it out. Hang on. Envelope, maybe? The envelope! No, never mind. Okay, let me look. Take a quick look. So I'm supposed to prove that there actually has not been tea. It's just a book. I suppose this is the only thing that I can present. Come on. Oh, no, didn't do that. I'm so out of breath. The bar soap? Good gracious! The soap again? The same bar the victim has used to fashion the coin in his eyes. Yes, ice. Yes, that's right, my lord. It just came back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap, the scene yesterday. There were more than soaps. It's more bars of soap. Soaps? What are bar soaps doing lined up on the ledge outside the window? Alright, it's that scene. I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the gas thieves' coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coin we found in the soap at the time were normal ice. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red, but you don't have any evidence that the ice was red? No, you mean... That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made of frozen iced tea. Frozen tea. What? Wait, how can it... But can you prove that? I will remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in his trial. That evening, yes. I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I brought a bottle of water, especially to make it. And the result is never will I touch tea again. Never! Ah, yes. I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the east end are prone to be freezing. So the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. My word! Oh, smart. There were 2 bars of soap on a window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed 1 of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in a bar of soap outside of Mr. Shamspeare's window. Extraordinary! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even 1 drop of the tea remained in Scotland Yard, would be able to analyze if it's first poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has, until now, has been mere conjecture. I have a feeling there's going to be poison in it. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contained strychnine at all. Ah, you smug Nipponese! My lord, we cannot do the defendant of injustice passing in judgment now. The police should dispatch to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scenes at once, and defense requests as a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. I think there's gonna be poison. I'm just gonna call that out. It's Ace Attorney. Nothing in ever goes that straightforward. Belief! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord. Understood. Bum bum bum. Is it gonna be safe queue here? I'm gonna end the stream here. Nope. Guess not. I guess we're finishing this through. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. Oh. I trust you have no objections, my lord Van Zeeks. None, my lords. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Yes, my lords. Sigh. Well, we managed to scrape through it somehow. Yes, we talked about truth, so we managed to get through with it, and with facts and evidence. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. Kadonk. All right. Well, there's that. That's the court scene. Ah, perfect. That's a good way to end it. How long is this? 2 hour stream? Wow. Alright, I'll call it Office Day. Yes, save the progress. Dun dun dun. Alright, now I'm gonna stop here. Alright. I think there's a flashback, I don't remember correctly. Save this as investigation part 3. Oh, okay, so I have to play this a little bit longer than I thought. Alright, anyways. Well, thank you for tuning in. As always, appreciate tuning in. Well, if they are on the VODs or here on the stream, but thank you. So yeah, so this is a little bit more just more of me reading over the text and stuff. So I might not do this. I might do it again. Well, no, it depends on whether this gets annoying or not. So I'm not sure whether it's something fun you'd prefer one to have, because this is more like I tend to just do this because I find Ace Attorney really fun, and it's one of my personal favorite games of many. So, but yeah, I might do this in the future, but for now I'll leave it off as it is. I might just also play in my spare time. I don't know. It just depends on whether this is something you guys want. So yeah, the granddad thing, I'm gonna fix that. I forgot I had it. I installed it like a while ago, and then I completely forgot I've had it because I hadn't opened. I hadn't opened it. I just installed it and left it as this. So I apologize if it sounded very overreacting, but I promise you it was not. I was genuinely surprised over that. So yeah, anyways, thank you, and I'll figure something out on what to play next. I'll try to do something more that doesn't require me narrating over every 5 seconds. So yeah, see ya.